What's going on, guys? Welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and that is not quite a result that all us Gooners were after. Arsenal won, Everton won. Not really too sure where to start with this one. We fielded an extremely strong side today. One of you would think is capable of beating Everton, but then again, we couldn't underestimate Everton going into this game. They were going into this game on the back of that 1-0 victory to Old Trafford, so obviously they were absolutely oozing with confidence. They fielded a quality side from their point of view. And that first half from Arsenal, it's not a first half that I have seen in a good long while. It's probably one of the worst performances I've seen at the Emirates this season. It was so sloppy. I mean, we were getting into their final third, but the final ball for us was absolutely abysmal. Ramsey didn't have the best first half. Cazorla didn't have a particularly good first half. And whilst I'm on the topic of Cazorla, with the introduction of Ozil to our team, Cazorla is being pushed out to the left-hand side, and as a winger, I just don't think we're seeing the best out of him. I know it's hard to, work out where else he'd play and play him and Ozil in the same side together, but then again, playing Cazorla on the left, I can't help but feel he's being wasted a bit. I mean, the guy can't defend, and in all honesty, I don't expect him to defend. He can't track back. He's a creative midfielder, not a winger, and it's just, it's hard to see him out there, but he still puts in pretty decent performances. But today, he was certainly not up to scratch. I thought the likes of Giroud were a bit wasteful in that first half. I mean, the number of one-on-ones we had with Tim Howard, I mean, Ramsey had a chance, Giroud had a chance, and we squandered both of them, so we were extremely wasteful in that first half. But then again, I don't think our performance on the pitch credited enough to earn a goal. So at the end of the day, that first half was extremely equal because neither side really did anything good with the ball, and we went into the half time at 0-0, and then we sort of kind of came out a type of different team, should I say. We looked rejuvenated. I don't know what Wenger had said in the dressing room, but we came out right at Everton, and again, I still felt in the final third we were wasteful. Again, we just couldn't link up with our strikers. I mean, Ramsey passing balls straight to Tim Howard, and it was a great move by Wenger to make this triple substitution, bringing on Flamini to help Arteta in a double pivot, and then bringing on Theo Walcott, who came off of Santi Cazorla, who I don't think had been having a great game, and that was again a sensible move. And Thomas Rosicky coming off of Jack Wilshere. Rosicky was so up for this, and he really brought something into the game. Flamini, another player that could have so easily scored in the later stages of that second half. And Walcott seemed to bring something to the game. I still think we haven't seen the best out of him, but he's still putting in some decent performances. So until he gets a full game, that's when I'm really going to start judging Walcott. But at the moment, can't judge him too heavily. But again, second half it was slow. It was a bit repetitive what we see in the first half. And honestly, I was thinking we're going to see another nil-niller on our hands between Arsenal and Everton, like we did last season. But Mesut Ozil to break the deadlock. Could it be anyone else? It was a great cross in by Theo Walcott, went straight through Olivier Giroud, and Ozil simply had to tap into the back of the net. Took it well. The Emirates absolutely rocketed at that point. It was crazy atmosphere. I think a lot of people thought we'd won the game because our defence has been impeccable this season. But it was the introduction of Gerard Deulofeu. I think I've said it right this time. Fingers crossed. But he is absolute quality player. He really brought something to that Everton side. I'm kind of glad he didn't start the game because I worried to think, should I say, what would have happened if you'd have had Deulofeu, Lukaku, Morales all coming at us at the same time. That's a scary thought, to be honest. But he really did bring Everton to life, and he scored an absolutely cracking goal just a couple of minutes later after Ozil's goal to break the deadlock, and it was an extremely good goal. I can't help but feel Szczesny maybe should have done something a bit better about it, but I'm not going to criticise Szczesny too much. He's been in splendid form this season, and it was an absolute rocket of a shot. Gibbs maybe should have been on his man a bit faster, but at the end of the day, 1-1 is a fair result, and Everton, I have to say, are the toughest team we have faced this season, apart from maybe Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. But in the Premier League, Everton are by far the toughest test we have had this season. And we're 5 points clear at the top of the table. Okay, it's not 7, but it's a significant gap. If we've got to get something at City, I think we may have added a little bit of pressure on ourselves to get something at City. A draw there would be fine, and then either a draw or a win against Chelsea would be absolutely perfect for us. I probably would take 2 draws in the next coming games, but I honestly feel that this squad is capable of beating either City or Chelsea, and I want us to do that. I want us to shut the pundits up, and I want us to get a big win against either of those teams, because it would just mean so much for our title push. And it will just shut everyone up really, because we're getting a lot of stick off the pundits at the moment, and it's only right that we are considered serious title contenders. But for now, I'm not going to say I'm pleased with today's result, because frankly I'm disappointed. We really should have held on for those final 10-15 minutes. But, you know, we're 5 points clear. Everton are an absolutely sublime side, and I can't take anything away from them, because a draw at the end of the day is a fair result. They pressed against us, and frankly they did deserve a goal and a point. And Martinez is an absolutely quality manager. In a couple of years' time I can see him at a big club. I mean, I'd like to see him as Wenger's successor at some point. He's an absolute quality manager, and he's built an excellent team. I actually think he's doing a bit better than David Moyes did at Everton. And I've got nothing but praise to give to Everton, because they did deserve a point today, and they are serious contenders to finish in the top 4 this season. There's no doubt about that, and honestly I kind of hope they do. I think they're an absolutely cracking side. But if you have enjoyed this video on my thoughts on the Arsenal versus Everton game, leave your thoughts in the comments box below. If you give it a like rating, that'd be absolutely great. Subscribe for more videos, and as always, thanks for watching, guys.